We begin with the words of Kenneth L. Patton. Let us worship with our eyes and ears and fingertips. Let us love the world through heart and mind and body. We feed our eyes upon the mystery and revelation in the faces of our siblings and our kin. We seek to know the wistfulness of the very young and the very old. The wistfulness of people in all times of life. We seek to understand the shyness behind arrogance, the fear behind pride, the tenderness behind clumsy strength, the anguish behind cruelty. All life flows into a great common life if we only open our eyes to our companions. Let us worship not in bowing down, not with closed eyes and stopped ears. Let us worship with the opening of all the windows of our being, with the full outstretching of our spirits. Life comes with singing and laughter, with tears and confiding, with a rising wave too great to be held in the mind and body and heart. To those who have fallen in love with life, let us worship and let us learn to love. We come with a lot of different feelings. This morning our service is about our feelings and emotions, and so our opening hymn is a song about the different ways we might find ourselves. Sometimes we have multiple feelings at once, and so I invite you to rise in body or in spirit and join me in singing Peace Like a River. It's number 100 in your gray hymnals. And I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean, I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got pain like an arrow, I've got pain like an arrow, I've got pain like an arrow in my soul. I've got pain like an arrow, I've got pain like an arrow, I've got pain like an arrow in my soul. I've got tears like the raindrops, I've got tears like the raindrops, I've got tears like the raindrops in my soul. I've got tears like the raindrops, I've got tears like the raindrops, I've got tears like the raindrops in my soul. I've got strength like a mountain, I've got strength like the mountain, I've got strength like the mountain in my soul. I've got strength like the mountain, I've got strength like a mountain, I've got strength like the mountain in my soul, in my soul. And I invite you to remain risen for our chalice lighting words and then our covenant.
Joy and grief, health and sickness, light and darkness, peace and anger, life and death, wholeness, and brokenness. We each bring all of these here to this sanctuary of unity in diversity for this 1 hour of this one day and pour them out, commingling the oil of our lives to become the flame of this chalice, the symbol of our shared living faith.
And now I invite you to join in saying our covenant words together, first in English and then in Spanish. Love is the doctrine of our church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve humanity in fellowship, thus do we covenant. La doctrina de esta iglesia es el amor. La búsqueda de la verdad es su sacramento y el servicio es su oración. Vivir juntos en paz, buscar el conocimiento en libertad, servir a la humanidad en comunión, este es nuestro pacto.
Good morning. I am Tracy Watson. My pronouns are she and her, and it is my honor to serve as worship associate for today's service. A reminder, please silence your cell phones. This is Emerson Unitarian Universalist Church, named for the great American transcendentalist writer and Unitarian minister, Ralph Waldo Emerson. We are an active, liberal, religious community that has been a part of the West Valley for over 65 years. I welcome you to this community of hope and love, of peace and justice, of wholeness and healing. In Unitarian Universalism, you can bring your whole self, your full identity, your questioning mind, your expansive heart. Together, we create a force more powerful than one person or one belief system. As Unitarian Universalists, we do not have to check our personal backgrounds and beliefs at the door. We join together on a journey that honors everywhere that we've been before. We acknowledge that our church is on the unceded land of the Tongva, Tataviam, and Chumash people, and this land remains part of their enduring heritage and identity. This morning, we are exploring our emotions through the lens of the film Inside Out, and we'll consider how our emotions can shape the way we view our lives and ourselves. One way that we channel our emotions is through storytelling. Telling stories about those we have lost helps us to cope with grief and to feel they are not gone, but instead live on inside us as memories. Telling ourselves stories about our interactions with a busy store employee or a silent coworker or a friend who doesn't return our call may help us filter through anger and sadness to find understanding. Ursula K. Le Guin knew that in telling stories, she had the power to shape the perception of truth. She wrote that truth is a matter of the imagination. The soundest fact may fail or prevail in the style of its telling, like that singular organic jewel of our seas, which grows brighter as one woman wears it, and worn by another dulls and goes to dust. Facts are no more solid, coherent, round, and real than pearls are. May the stories we tell be a force for good in our lives and in our world. If you are joining us in worship for the first time, we gladly welcome you to our service and invite you to fill out the guest book in the foyer or the virtual guest book linked in the chat, so you may be informed about future services and other opportunities for gathering with the Emerson community during the week. Next Sunday, we hope you'll join us for our Inquirers series, which is an introduction to Emerson Unitarian Universalist Church and to Unitarian Universalism in general. Inquirers is a great space for newcomers, friends, and new members, and curious long-term ones, to explore our church community and to share their journeys with one another. It will be after the Sunday's service in person and on Zoom. After the service, we will have refreshments in the pavilion, and all are invited to join us. Those online are invited to stay on Zoom for our virtual coffee hour after the service. In a moment, we are going to greet our neighbors. If you have a joy or sorrow that you would like to read aloud later in the service, you can take this time to write it in the Book of Life behind the piano, or you can write it in the virtual Book of Life by clicking on the link in the chat. And now, in the spirit of fellowship, let's take time to greet our neighbors.
Good morning. I'm the Reverend Matthew McHale, and my pronouns are he, him. And so since this service is a multi-generational one, and our children will be in the service the whole time, so as a result of that, instead of our story for all ages happening now, that'll happen a little bit later in the service. So I figured now would be a good time for us to say our Unitarian Universalist affirmation together. And please join in the hand signals if you know them, although you're probably pretty easy to pick up if you don't. We are Unitarian Universalists, a people of open minds, loving hearts, and welcoming hands. So our service this morning was inspired by the Pixar movie, Inside Out, which is about a young girl named Riley and her emotions. And so we're going to be following these emotions. It's actually more so about her emotions than just her. She's a little girl. She has to move from her home in the Midwest to San Francisco and finds it kind of challenging. And so that's what the movie is about. We're not actually going to be telling the story of that. We're going to be telling a different story. But before we do that, I figured it would be helpful to get to know our emotions first. So if our emotions can please come up. And if they could, it might be more fun to watch them from down there if you want to, but our first emotion.
Make sure it's on.
Take your mask off.
Hey, what are you all looking at? Fine, I'll introduce myself. I'm Anger. You aren't gonna get all touchy-feely now, are you? I hate it when people say weird things like, don't have a cow. Why would I have a cow? What does that even mean? Don't lose your temper, they say. Well, don't worry. I haven't lost it. It's right here. I like to honk my way through the traffic jam of life. And I make sure we get our head in the game. I've perfected the art of stomping and glaring, just in case anyone tries to put us in timeout. Timeout? Yeah, I don't think so. But if there's one thing that burns me up more than sunsets, more than scented candles, it's putting vegetables where they don't belong. Broccoli on pizza. You think I wouldn't notice?
Ew, that's not food. I'm Disgust. You should know there are a lot of gross things out there, like feet. Who decided that people should walk around on smelly blobs with toes sticking out? Even the things that cover feet are gross. Ew! While we're at it, crabs. What are they even doing, crawling sideways like that? Or cows? I've got a disgusting word for you. Udders. Want to know a lame activity? Going on a 28-hour road trip in a tiny car. Let me tell you, nothing is worse than hearing the same song sung over and over, off-key by Dad, when you're trapped in a car. Except maybe sleeping on the dirty ground or sweating. Ugh, totally gross. Or not having any running water. Oh, I don't do smelly. Or dangling spiders. And you know where all of these awful things happen? Camping. In the woods. Where there are all sorts of hairy, wild animals and strange little bugs that can hop on you at any moment. No thanks. I'm done.
Spider? Hello. Oh. Hello. I'm Fear. I consider every day that we don't die a success. Especially since the world is full of terrifying things. Look, I have a list. There's the stairs to the basement. And Grandma's vacuum cleaner. And dare I even say it? Clowns. It is my job to keep us safe
from perils like making sure that everyone is aware that sliding down banisters is very dangerous business. But nobody listens to me. We could lose a tooth or something. And I mean, is it worth it, people? It's a thankless job, but somebody's got to do it. And let me tell you what I like. I like safety. I like being surrounded by soft things like feathers and marshmallows and socks. And I love to relax in the evenings, sip a cup of tea, watch a peaceful nature show. Ah!
Aw, what a cute little hippo. Hi there, I'm Joy. I'm in charge of being, well, joyful. And let me tell you, there are a lot of things to be happy about, like dinosaurs, roar, and sprinkles on cupcakes, and monkeys, ooh, and bouncy balls. You know what else is really great? Making goofy faces and twirling. You just gotta twirl sometimes. Sunshine is my absolute favorite. Ooh, but rain is my favorite too. You know what else is cool? Shiny red bicycles. And new adventures are the best. But most of all, I've found that happiness is being with your friends and family.
Joy, you just stepped on my foot, I think. Hi, I'm Sadness. I usually feel pretty blue. I just don't understand the world sometimes. Like, why does ice cream fall off the cone? Or why do pencils break? I like rain. It makes you shivery and droopy. Puppies can be cute, but then they chew on your new sweater. Things just move too fast nowadays. I always seem to lose something, or I'm the one who's lost. I like crying. It helps me slow down and obsess over the weight of my problems, and I feel better. But then I feel sad again.
You have got to be kidding me.
So let's hear it for our emotions. They will be back a little bit later in our service to help us tell a story. But right now we have a testimonial from Amy Noel.
Hi, my name is Amy Noel. My pronouns are she, her, and I am the secretary of your board of trustees. I'd like to spend a few minutes sharing what this congregation has meant to me. 2019, I was a licensed clinical social worker, as I still am. Working as the director of a drug and alcohol treatment center nearby, and I realized that although that gave me a lot of purpose and security, I wasn't living in a way that I was able to find balance with family and self-care. And so I resigned, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to take a little time out and try and quiet my unquiet mind and figure out how to align how I wanted to live with what I felt like was my purpose. And so I took a little time. And then 2020 came, And we all got that like global timeout. And I really had that time to give a lot of thought about what was coming next in my life. And in doing so, it brought me back to thinking about growing up. My mom raised us as Catholic, and although I had a lot of issues with the Catholic Church, that sense of faith and service were something that I found a lot of meaning in. And throughout life, I kind of always wanted that and was looking for it in different places. But I lost track of it. Life, work, and my own struggles with addiction got in the way. And as my mom was going through the hardest time of her life and battling cancer and eventually dying from cancer, I wasn't there for her, and that was the darkest time of my life. Part of my search for a spiritual community was trying to come back and feeling that connection and closeness with my mom again. And I really sought that out. The most important thing when I was seeking that out was inclusion. I didn't want to have all of those conflicts that kept pulling me away. And so I wanted a place where everyone felt welcome, where no one should dictate a God. What kind of God? My relationship with my own God, whether or not there is a God. Kind of a bring your own dish to the potluck style spirituality was really what I was looking for, and that's what I found here. I originally sought this out for a sense of spirituality, a place to commune once a week and carve out that time. But what I have found here is so much more. It's truly a thriving community of people with common values and taking action to be of service to the community that has become an unexpected purpose in my life and has brought me closer to that life I envision for myself. So I'm here today because in the midst of our annual pledge drive, one of the great things about this community is it encourages us to take ownership of this congregation by helping determine how we spend our time and our money. I took some time recently to sit down with my own finances and figure out how much I was going to pledge, and decided that I would stretch a bit further this year and give just under the amount that would make me resentful. If you haven't pledged and plan to, I encourage you to set some time aside soon so that we can have a sense of our budget for the coming fiscal year and continue to find our purpose together in love and action. I appreciate your time.
I just wanted to make a couple brief announcements here, and that didn't seem to fit. We're kind of mixing things up with this multi-gen service, so it didn't seem to fit to put it at the end of the service. This Tuesday, there's a workshop to talk about the proposed changes to the Unitarian Universalist Association, which is our broader association's bylaws, specifically the principles and purposes. This is a long process of reflecting. A group has proposed changes. You may have heard me preach about it back in February. It's going to be voted on at our General Assembly, and there currently is a process happening right now, or that's going to be starting in the next couple weeks to where people can propose amendments to it. But this is an opportunity for those of us at Emerson to discuss it, get some, if you have any questions about it or you want to have a conversation, I invite you to join that. It's going to be on Zoom on this Tuesday at 7 o'clock. Also, Friday night, we have a concert. Roy Zimmerman, who's performed here many a time and is a beloved musician with songs about socially conscious messages. So that's Friday at 7:30. It's $25. You pay what you want, and proceeds are shared. Some of the proceeds are shared with Emerson. And then finally, I guess we already Tracy talked about the Inquirers. So. Each Sunday, we share the plate with an organization that we believe is doing good work in this community and which furthers our mission. For the month of April, that organization is Haven Hills, which provides safety and support to victims of domestic violence in the West Valley. There's a little bit more about them, about what they do on the back of your announcement sheet, but they do incredibly important work, have been doing so for a long time, supporting over 2,500 people each year. And so I invite you to give generously. Donations can be made at donate.emersonyuuc.org and by selecting Sunday offering. If you're paying by check, please make checks payable to Emerson UU Church and write "Share the Plate" in the memo. If you would like to make a payment on a pledge for our stewardship, please write "Pledge" instead. We will now gratefully receive the offering.
From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live.
Each week in our service, we take time to lift up the joys and sorrows from within our community and in the wider world. This week, Todd Covert writes that he hopes Deb is amused by the Inside Out skit, joining us from Philadelphia on Zoom this morning. Lucas says, "It is difficult to say what is impossible, for the dream of yesterday is the hope of today and the reality of tomorrow. Celebrating 8 months of sobriety this weekend and a life beyond my wildest dreams." And Nicole, in our virtual book of life, writes, "What a joy to listen to our emotions share this morning." And yes, it has been a joy. In a moment, I'm going to sound this singing bowl, and after I do, I invite you to speak into this space any joys and sorrows that are on any names or occasions that are on your heart this morning, and that you would like lifted up into this community, into this our embracing meditation. People of Sudan. All that has been shared, and all that we hold in the silent sanctuary of our hearts. We offer these into the embrace of this beloved community. There are a lot of emotions that we can feel. Sometimes we feel a mix of them, several all at once. That's what the movie Inside Out is about, is that we have all these different emotions that they interplay and they all serve a purpose in our life. And so, to those of you who have never seen the movie, I mean, you've already gotten to get a little sense of it from the emotions, you all feel included. We have a story that is not actually from the movie. It's separate. It takes place a little bit before the movie does, before Riley, the main character, moves from Minnesota to San Francisco. And so if we can have our emotions back up to tell Sadly Ever After, an Inside Out story by Elise Allen, illustrated by Daniel Holland.
This is Riley. She lives in Minnesota and is great at doing lots of things, like skating. Look how fast she can go.
Doesn't anyone realize that skates are just shoes with knives stuck on them?
You want fast? I'll show you fast.
Oh no, is that yellow snow over there?
That's my team. Anger, fear, disgust, and sadness. And I'm Joy. We all work in headquarters and watch after our girl Riley. At least, most of us do. I'm not exactly sure what sadness does. Sadness? Cheer up. We're ice skating. We love ice skating. Come on, skate with me.
I'm too sad to skate.
Too sad to skate? That's crazy. You know what you need? A happy memory. Pick one, whichever one you like.
Maybe that time we went to the park with Mom and Dad and had a picnic.
Yes, that's a great memory. We did lots of things that day. We played frisbee, and Mom and Dad watched us climb the highest tree in the park. Then they surprised us with a cupcake for dessert. Riley was about to take a big bite when
A ladybug landed on the frosting and got stuck. Poor ladybug. We cried and cried and cried.
Sadness, stop. This is a happy memory.
Are you kidding me with this? Let me tell you what really happened. The picnic was just peachy until that flea bag of a dog ruined everything. Doesn't that make you feel angry?
I feel sad. We wanted to take that dog home, but Mom and Dad wouldn't let us.
Oh, I can't believe you two. You left out the most gruesome part of the day. We were playing frisbee with Dad when we slipped in the mud. Gooey, disgusting glop went everywhere. Doesn't that completely gross you out?
No, it's not gross, it's sad. The sweater was our favorite. We ruined it.
Seriously? That's it. I'm out. Fear, she's all yours.
Well, I guess I have no choice then but to relive one of our most terrifying memories ever. Remember when we were making a daisy chain? And then a giant bee flew out of the grass and nearly stung us in the face? Wasn't that horrifying? What did I say something?
We ran away from the bee and stepped on the daisy chain. The daisies were ruined. That was so sad.
All right. Clearly, this isn't working. Sadness? Try this. Choose a sad memory. Pick one. Anyone. Doesn't matter. Go.
Just one? But I have so many. Oh, I know. There was that time we missed the school bus.
That does sound like a sad memory. But how does it make the three of you feel?
It makes me furious. That bus driver left 30 seconds early that day.
And we nearly choked to death on the bus exhaust. So beyond gross.
It's like being trapped in a horror movie. And we're gonna get in trouble for being late for school.
That's all very interesting. But do you want to know how I remember that day? It was the best day ever. Mom ended up driving us to school. We sang out loud to the radio and even stopped for hot chocolate. Don't you remember how amazing it was?
You're right, Joy. Maybe it wasn't that bad.
Who could be grossed out by hot chocolate?
I feel all warm and cozy and safe now.
That is a good memory, Joy. I feel.
Great, right? You're happy. We're all happy. Great job, everyone.
I feel so sad. When we took a sip of the hot chocolate, we burned our tongue.
Sometimes it helps when we're having a hard time to have some support from people. So our next hymn this morning is When I Am Frightened. It's number 1012 in the teal hymnal. I invite you to please rise and join in body or spirit as we sing When I Am Frightened.
When I am frightened, will you reassure me? When I'm uncertain, will you hold my hand? Will you be strong for me? Sing to me quietly. Will you share some of your stories with me? If you will show me compassion, then I may learn to care as you do. Then I may learn to care. When I am angry, will you still embrace me? When I am thoughtless, will you understand? Will you believe in me? Stand by me willingly. Will you share some of your questions with me? If you will show me acceptance, then I may learn to give as you do. Then I may learn to give. When I am troubled, will you listen to me? When I am lonely, will you be my friend? Will you be there for me, comfort me tenderly? Will you share some of your feelings with me? If you will show me commitment, then I may learn to love as you do. Then I may learn to love.
Today is going to be a good day. Why can't I keep my house clean? I can do it. Why is everything so hard? We have these self-talks sometimes, that we have these things that we say to ourselves in our minds over and over. And so this morning, I'm going to invite you to think about, a self-talk, something that you tell yourself. Maybe it's, today is going to be a good day, or I'm worthy of love. Make something good happen. Why am I always messing up? These can be positive, they can be negative. And so I'm going to invite you, you should have all gotten a sticky note. Those of you in the chat, I'm going to invite you to post them in the chat in just a moment. Don't do it yet. And so just think about some of these things that you say to yourself, and you can write down, you should have gotten 2 sticky notes. You really only need to do 1. The other one's just kind of a scratch piece of paper if you want to write something else. And then what we're going to do in a little bit, does anyone here need a sticky note? We have some over there. And so for those of you in the chat, basically or those of you online, what we're going to be doing, we have these posters over here for those in the sanctuary on the wall, each with a different emotion on them. So, after you've figured out what the phrase is, you can figure out what is the emotion underlying it. Sometimes it might be obvious, today is going to be a good day, sounds, can be joy. But, it could also be something you say to yourself because you're really feeling kind of sad, and you're saying today is going to be a good day to kind of move out of the sadness. And so you get to decide which emotion it's connected to. Sometimes these phrases sometimes these phrases express the emotions, and sometimes they hide the emotions. You only know what they are. And so we're going to put these up. Don't put your name on them. They're going to be anonymous. Sorry, I need to get on Zoom because we're going to be transcribing some of these ones in the chat. So please don't put them in the chat yet. You can just think about it. And for those of you in the chat, you can go ahead and put what the emotion is. So again, anger, is it anger, disgust, fear, joy, or sadness? Which emotion is it? And sorry, I've been having my technology has been fun this whole time. So I'm not on Zoom yet. So you can go ahead and put it in the chat. If you want to share it, if you don't want other people to see it because it can be anonymous, just go ahead and share it with Matthew McHale's iPad if you're online. Can we get a little music? As you are ready, I invite you to go ahead and move over. If someone needs a hand, maybe you can raise your hand and someone else can stick the note over there for you. Oh. And now our choir will sing a song that is not by Amy Burnham. That's a mistake. It's by, it is by Sir Lord Andrew Lloyd Webber, for being technical. And so now if we could have our emotions come back up, they're going to help, not as their emotions, but just as people. If you want to, bring the mics back up.
Thank you.
And so each emotion is just going to read the ones that were shared to they're connected to their emotion.
Why do I think I'm inadequate?
Why are people so destructive?
Why do I not start the things I want to accomplish?
I wish I could do it all.
Make something good happen today.
Fear. False evidence appearing real.
I don't wanna.
Sadness. Why is everything so difficult all the time?
Oh, what a beautiful morning.
There is nothing you can do that is unforgivable. You are worthy of love.
How can you accuse me of something I didn't do?
Nothing like hearing of the Unitarian Church years ago at my dad's John Birch Society meeting.
What if the truth is I'm a failure?
Keep moving. I can do it my own self.
I'm angry about where we stand as a society today. I'm angry at all the lies and corruption.
Something good will happen to me today.
I'm sad about sounding angry, when I do not mean to be angry.
Will people be angry at me?
I'll admit it, this is mine. When the going gets weird, the weird turn pro.
Children smiling at the discovery and learning and growing.
Why is everything so difficult?
I didn't do enough to help my kids.
Today is a good day to finally make the move that I have been procrastinating.
Why am I dealing with the same problems over and over?
I'm worried about tomorrow.
Why do I waste so much time instead of reaching my goals?
The garden brings so much to my life.
What if I try this and lose everything?
I'm happy I found UU Church. I know how to love myself better. It's a beautiful day.
I feel grief for my cousin's loss and hope I can be of help.
Why is this so difficult?
Happy Maria found for tree fixed, scared, shortfall, money mirror, anger, I failed to plan ahead. Fear may not be able to cut costs, sad to be so old.
Oh.
There's too much anger and hate in the world.
I'll never be happy.
I make things that make me feel that make me
Imagine how bad it will feel when the things that you love go away.
What if I try this and it works? Hope. I am so grateful to be here today. What do I want to do with my day today? Peace and contentment.
Thank you all. That's for doing such a wonderful job throughout the service, each and every one of you, helping bring this crazy idea of a service into reality. I invite you now to join in singing Comfort Me, number 1002 in our teal hymnal. You can remain seated, or feels like a remain seated sort of song.
Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul.
Sing with me.
Sing with me, sing with me, sing with me, oh my soul. Sing with me, sing with me, sing with me, oh my soul.
Speak for me.
Speak for me, speak for me, speak for me, oh my soul. Speak for me, speak for me, speak for me, oh my soul.
Dance with me.
Dance with me, dance with me, dance with me, oh my soul, oh my soul. Dance with me, dance with me, dance with me, oh my soul. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul.
No matter your joy or sorrow, no matter your anger or fear, your disgust, you are not alone. And you are especially not alone this morning. And so we're going to close with a song that we heard a lot of fear and anger and sadness and a little bit of disgust in the sharing and more joy than anything else. And they're all important, but it seems nice to end on joy. So that was for extinguishing the chalice. So we have a song we've never sung here at Emerson, at least not since I've been here. It's I've Got the Joy, 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 Joy. And I'll just sing it through the first time just so you can...
I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Down in my heart, down in my heart. I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Down in my heart to say. Sing that with me. I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Down in my heart, down in my heart. I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Down in my heart to stay. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the love of Emerson in my heart. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the love of Emerson in my heart. So let's sing that. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the love of Emerson in my heart. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the love of Emerson in my heart. I've got the love. I've got the love, 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 love down in my heart. Down in my heart. Down in my heart. I've got the love, 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 love down in my heart. Down in my heart to stay. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the love of Emerson in my heart. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the love of Emerson in my heart. So this is where things get really silly. So I'm just gonna, because there are a lot of syllables in here. And this is the way I heard it. I don't know why this is the lyric, but this is the lyric. So it goes like this. I've got the far out faith that freaks out farmers down in my heart. Down in my heart. Down in my heart. I've got the far out faith that freaks out farmers down in my heart. Down in my heart to stay. Let's sing that again. I've got the far out faith that freaks out farmers down in my heart. Down in my heart. Down in my heart. I've got the far out faith that freaks out farmers down in my heart. Down in my heart to stay. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy. So very happy. I've got the love of Emerson in my heart. And I'm so happy. So very happy. I've got the love of Emerson in my heart. Go in peace. Go acknowledging those emotions, whether they be disgust, fear, anger, sadness, and I hope you can always tap into that joy. Blessed be, Amen, Ashe.
I think so. You know, it's this size is just tough, you know. I don't know. have to admit,